Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be the awareness cycle. Think about that for a minute. If you like the content, please subscribe. So here we go. I'm going to jump right into it. And this is the last outdoor video from this location, so it may be a little noisy. Sorry, but this is the final one from here. Thank you. So the awareness cycle, here's how it is. Before you're with the narcissist, you are a trusting, kind, loving, beautiful human being, of which you still are now. But perhaps you were naive. Perhaps you didn't know your self-worth or your value. And you believed, perhaps, that most people on the planet were kind and loving just like you. So, and most likely you were an empath. So the narcissist saw this, took advantage of it. But this is the very first part of the awareness cycle. You really believed in people. And you really believed that people had common goals and dreams and aspirations, and that most people on the planet had goodwill, good intentions at heart, and wanted to help each other out. This is where you were in the very, very beginning of the narcissistic relationship. The next part, part two, phase two, whatever you want to call it, is during the love bomb, when you're actually hook, line, and sinker into this person, and you're believing that they have exactly what you want and what you need, and you are more than ever, now so more than ever, believing that maybe you found love, or you found the perfect mentor, or this person's amazing, they're incredible, how did I go so long in my life without meeting them? All these kind of things. This is when you're being fooled, you're being duped. You are certainly being manipulated. And every string on your heart, if it's a romantic relationship, is being played. You have no control, literally, because you are giving ultimately to a fault. And you're thinking to yourself, wow, I want this relationship to last as long as I can. And keep in mind, if it's business, it's fine. It's the same thing. I'm not saying business and love aren't the same, but I'm saying that maybe you're working really hard to get this job done, accomplish this goal, and you're giving to a fault. Maybe you're working on weekends, staying later, things like that. And maybe if it's a community group, maybe you're donating all of your time, and you're going all in is what you're doing. But the romantic relationship, during the love bomb, you're not yourself. You're believing that everything is meant, like you and this person should be together, and they're mirroring this back to you. So that's phase two. Phase three is, in the relationship, is, of course, we call it the the devaluation. But phase three is you're on the hamster wheel. And what you're doing is you're working super diligently, super hard, tirelessly to maintain the relationship, or maybe to get that job done in the workplace, or donating your time, whatever you're doing. But you are so lost and confused in the relationship that you are giving every possible bit of your energy and your effort, your love, devotion, commitment, time, money, everything to this relationship. The whole time you're being devalued. Now, for this video, it's not the devaluation stage. I'm just giving you an example to tie it into where you are on the narcissistic abusive cycle. So that's a whole different issue, and that's when you are, and this period could last a long time. But when you're doing this, you're blinded, because you believe it. Remember, it's after the love bomb, and you believe that you can fix this, because you're trying to get back to the second stage. You're trying to get back to where you were, which we call the love bomb, but again, not for this video. But you're trying to get back there, and you're doing anything you possibly can. You're doing things you never thought you would do, saying things you never thought you would say, behaving the way you, never thought you would behave, all to save the relationship, all to work harder for the narcissist and for the narcissistic relationship. That's what you're doing. You don't realize it. Well, you do realize it, but you don't know you're with a narcissist. Let's put it that way. And it's very difficult. It's very tiring. This is where most of your exhaustion will come from. It really will. Because you will be giving so much of yourself, and you won't even realize it. Why? Because most likely you're an empath. It's how you're built. And you want things to succeed. You don't want to fail. You don't want to give up on people or projects or the relationship. And that's what you're doing. Okay, so that's the third part. And here comes a car, so I'm going to take a break, sorry. The fourth part is when you understand, which is called the discard stage, but for this video, we're not calling it the discard. Fourth part is when you're just numb. You just don't know what's going on. You don't know what else to do. You don't know where to turn. You don't know who to talk to, because you don't have anyone to talk to. And during this period, you're of course isolated. Your resources have been diminished, although you still have some, but your resources are diminished. Maybe your time, money, energy, looks, health. Health is a big one, and things like that. And the narcissist, this whole time, they're starting to separate themselves from you, physically, mentally, certainly emotionally, other ways also. But they're completely separating themselves from you. And when they're doing this, you are blaming yourself. And you're thinking, what did I do wrong? What can I do? Like, this is for this video, keep in mind, it's for this video, this is kind of like the last straw. But you don't realize it. You just know that you're working as hard as you can on the relationship, but that nothing is solving the issues, nothing's solving the problems. And the reason why here is because you virtually have nothing left to offer the narcissist. You just don't know it. Bear in mind, you thought you were in a healthy relationship the whole time. You thought that you were in a kind, loving relationship, and that maybe this was your first serious relationship, and you thought, wow, this is how a relationship is, fine, it's no problem. But during this part, you are just completely, you're in the fog, you're confused, you're lost, you're isolated. Everything is just not, it's not what you thought it would be. The next phase of the awareness is when the discard happens and you find yourself completely a shell of yourself. You can't believe that this relationship, A, has ended, and B, that it ended the way it has ended, and C, that this person actually never cared about you. They never loved you. They certainly wouldn't have done what they did if they did love you, if they did care about you, and they didn't. They proved it. And this is when everything comes to a thunderous crash, a halt, and you're beside yourself. You cannot get over the fact that this person actually did what they did, that they were treating you the way they treated you for the duration of time of the relationship, the period of the relationship. And this is one of the most excruciatingly difficult times that you will go through. And when you go through this, you say to yourself, wow, is this real? Like, did this actually happen? Was any of my relationship real? I don't get this, because this person's just gone. They just vanished. They're gone. And there's nothing. And then after that, after you put in much work, much effort, much time, much energy and education into yourself, comes what this topic, the video, is all about, the awareness. And that's when you understand who you were with, what that person's about, what that person brought to the table, what that person, their intentions were the whole time, and how they manipulated you, and how they never loved you, how they never cared about you. And this is the awareness, or the awakening, however you want to call it. Sorry about the motorcycle. But the point of that is, please pay attention right here. The whole cycle, what I'm talking about, and this is for this video exclusively. In the beginning, you were trusting, you were loving, phase one. Phase two, you were completely giving to a fault. You weren't yourself. Your head was in the clouds. You were on cloud nine. You were giving. It didn't matter. You thought that everything was perfect. Phase three is when you're like, I'm giving a lot, but I'm really not receiving a lot. And that's when you're starting to pull back a little bit, but you're working your tail off. You're working really hard. Phase four is when you realize that nothing you do is going to change. And then ultimately, phase five is when the relationship ends. But phase six is the awareness, the awakening. Why I'm saying all these things is because throughout all 6 phases of this, you go from being an innocent person, trusting, to a blinded person by maybe love or hope or future promises, whatever it would be. Then the third phase, you're in the fog, but you're getting a little bit of control, not much, but a little bit. Phase four is when you lost it, you're done, because you can't do any more to change this, any part of the situation. Phase five, you're at your lowest point. You don't know what to do, and your head is spinning, and that is some of the most excruciating, difficult times to go through. But phase six, right here, the awareness, the awakening, that's when all the power and the control goes back to you. That's when you rise out of the ashes like the phoenix, and you understand that, wow, I can't believe I just went through these 6 phases. And I actually, not only did I survive, but I see things so clearly now. I see people in a whole different way, a whole different light. And I have the power, I have the control, I have the energy, I have all the beauty. It's me who has it. It's not the narcissist. It's got nothing to do with them. In the past, yes, it did have a lot to do with them, because they manipulated me, decimated me, crushed me, took everything from me, and then ultimately discarded me, if that's what happened to you. But the thing is, now you understand how much beauty you have and how much power and how much control you have actually over not only your environment and your situation, but anything you touch, anybody you encounter, and all of your beliefs and everything that you have, your core values. They're the most beautiful thing on the planet. So why I did this video, it's a little bit different than normal. I just wanted to let you know that there are different phases of the relationship where you're completely smitten, you're completely blinded, then you're giving to a fault and you're not quite sure, a little confused, then you're deeply in the fog, then you realize nothing's going to change, then you realize it's impossible, nothing will ever change, then you realize you don't want anything to change, and then you're awakened and aware. And it's that at that point, that's when you understand fully what your purpose is, where you belong, and exactly what has happened. So guys, that was a little different video, but I really want to share it with you because the whole idea of this video is that you have the power, you have the control, you have everything. You really sincerely do, and you have the whole time. So guys, I hope you liked the video. I love doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great day. Be blessed. I'll talk to you guys later in the afternoon, and I'll shoot a video from my beautiful house. This is the last video with motorcycles and cars. So enjoy yourselves, and I love you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.